going to talk us through this way.
NailOn.
NailOn.
Excellent.
Woo! Yep. We get all situated here.
Oh, well, hey, how's it going? So glad you could join us for an excellent NailOn today.
Excellent.
It's totally October, so we are going to talk about being a fan and really geeking out over the things that you love. If you would, go ahead and share this broadcast so our fellow nail geeks can totally join in on this excellent adventure as we geek out over all things really cool in nails. We're going to go ahead and share this broadcast on our pages so that more nail professionals can find the broadcast. I'm refreshing.
Mine too.
This show is going to be so excellent today.
I agree. I've been looking forward to this one.
Oh, I found the broadcast. Yay! Now I can share. Hi, everyone. We have lots of cool people joining us today. Look at all those awesome names. And there's the share button. Do we have any cat fans in the house? Totally do cat nails. I would love to see some thumbs up for anyone that's done nails with cats on them.
Actually,
And especially this month, like paws or cats themselves, cat silhouettes.
she's an excellent addition because she's actually named after a character on a geeky show.
Nice.
Her name is Inara, and Inara is a character on Firefly and Serenity for any of you out there that are brown coats.
Ooh, good guess, Alyssa. Keep trying.
We're very close.
Yes. Right in that nerd realm.
Okay, that one doesn't want to cooperate.
Oh, yay. We've got some thumbs up. We've got some people that have done cat nails.
Oh, excellent. Sorry, excellent.
Woo, Morgan nailed it. Woohoo! Congratulations. Awesome. Morgan, if you will send me a private message on FingernailFixer, we have a prize to ship you for being the first guest to guess what we were going on with our geeky fandom today. And now everyone knows where NailOn came from.
That's right.
All right. I have it shared to my pages. Do you have it shared to your pages?
I hope so.
Excellent. We would like to start off today's broadcast kind of mentioning a few education opportunities that are still coming up for sign up this year. And I'm just going to copy these links into the comments so that you have access to them. The upcoming education, the deadline to sign up for the NTP cruise so you can do nails on a cruise, like hello, is coming up October 22nd. So if you still want to get a spot on the cruise so that you're out in the Caribbean in January, which is like brilliant, then go ahead and click that link to sign up for the Nail Talk Radio cruise. Also, another thing that is coming up for actually in October is Premier Birmingham. That is still has the opportunity for signups, as well as the Massachusetts Nail Networking event. And if you all know of any other nail education opportunities that are coming up still yet this year, or the sign up deadline is this year, please feel free to post some links in the comments for us. And if you are watching an edition of this broadcast on YouTube And so you're catching this from a past edition, and you would like your networking event included in the education mentions at the beginning of our show for next year when we start talking about 2019 education, please leave a link in the comments or shoot a message to either one of us so that we can definitely include your event. Because nail education is so excellent. We definitely want to make sure we mention it.
We should count how many times we say excellent.
Right? Hopefully it's not too many because we don't want to drive you guys insane. Alright, has everyone shared the broadcast so that all of our nail geeky friends can join us? And while we're waiting for everyone to get a chance to share the broadcast and join the broadcast, because it takes people a few minutes to like log into Facebook and find the broadcast, I'm going to share the social media links for Mel and I so that you can find us no matter which platform you're on. And someone mentioned to me the other day, like, we don't know who you are. We watched the Facebook Live and we're like, who are these weirdos? So it might be a good idea for us to tell you who we are. I'm Holly Skippers. I am known online as the Fingernail Fixer. I've been doing nails for 19 years, and I'm also a contributing editor, that's the word, a contributing editor for Nails Magazine in addition to a bi-weekly blogger. And this is BFFmel, also known as
Melissa Finch. I have been doing nails for 17 years. I guest blog for Holly occasionally. I'm known as Tips of the Trade on Instagram, or Mel's Tips of the Trade on Facebook, or my hashtag BFFmel.
Exactly. And I just posted links to all of our social media platforms as comment in the chat group, so you can totally follow us on anything that you like. And if you'd like a follow back, just leave us your link on one of our Facebook pages or Instagram pages and say, hey, follow me back, so that we can make sure we're following you as well. Because not everyone that clicks follow is a nail professional, and it's really hard to sort through, okay, this one is just a weirdo, this one is a spammo. So definitely leave us a message to follow you back on one of our channels so that we know you're a nail pro.
Have we ever explained why we started this? Do you want to go there?
Sure, because it's pretty geeky.
Yes.
Excellent. Go for it. And
okay.
Hey, daughter. Mwah.
So back in January, Holly came up with the idea that we do some Facebook Live broadcasts. And my first reaction was, no.
She was like, no. I'm like, come on, please, 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 please.
She said, would you commit to a year of these? I was like, no. I'm like, okay, because it's you, because you're my BFF, I'll commit to 6 months. And we've been kind of making this up as we go along, but we've been trying to pick topics that aren't necessarily covered in other platforms, and we've been trying to stay away from the typical tutorial video. Those are fabulous, but there are a lot of those out there, so we wanted to share something a little different. So we've been picking topics that we can then bring back around to nails. Mm-hmm. Like our first broadcast, we talked about the history of shoes, how bad high heels are for you, which transitioned into foot care. Mm-hmm. Then our next broadcast was about reflexology, which transitioned into foot care. So we've been picking all these things that are just a little bit off
different
center,
yeah,
which is us completely,
actually, and
trying to relate it all back to nails. So we thought October would be a good time to do nail art fandom style. So Nails Magazine, they're, I don't remember the other link I was going to have you do, Nails Magazine's art page.
Oh, perfect.
Like their 365 days of nail art.
Yep.
Their most visited months during the year to their nail art part of their website is October. So we didn't want to go just all Halloween nails, although Halloween nails are fabulous. Got mine
cool.
Got mine rocking out today.
I'm doing rocks because I've got a tutorial coming out tomorrow.
Okay. But we thought we'd actually hit fandom, since we are nail geeks. And
to
geek,
the core.
That's right. Geek translates to something good these days. It used to be something negative.
Right. Shout out to the UK nail geeks.
Yes. In the 80s, if you were a geek, that was a bad thing. But it's been interesting that the last 20 years or so, it has become completely acceptable to be, or less than 20 years, to be a geek, to be a nerd. Those are all good things. Comic-Cons are huge things to go to. San Diego Comic-Con this year had like 150,000 attendees. So I think another fun thing about nerd fandoms is your excuse to cosplay. That's to dress up as a character, kind of like we are doing today. It's a way for adults to kind of have Halloween all year long.
Absolutely.
And dress your favorite characters. I am a huge fan of several nerdy fandoms. You can see behind us, I have Sam and Dean joining us today. My biggest fandom would be Supernatural.
We did have a comment that someone would like your cutouts.
I'm sorry, Sam and Dean, stay here. They're mine. Although I'm very excited because on November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I'm going to Minneapolis for the Supernatural convention, and I'm going to get to stand between these two.
Oh, Morgan just spotted the Grumpy Cats.
Oh, yes. One of my other fandoms I love Grumpy Cat. I don't care that I'm a grown woman, and I love Grumpy Cat. So thank you, Morgan, for recognizing it. Also, if you have an eagle eye, maybe kind of hard to see, but there's also a little spaceship sitting down here between my two Grumpy Cats, and that is a replica of Serenity from Firefly.
Awesome.
Go Browncoats.
And I'm a slacker. I totally forgot to bring some Ninja Turtles to be hanging around, but Ninja Turtles are definitely my weirdo geeky fandom.
That's all right. So I did a little bit of research because I know that shocks you if you've watched this much. I like the research. Did a little bit of research on fandoms. I was actually surprised how old the word is. It was first used, the first time they can recognize it being used is 1903.
I didn't even know it was a real word. Like, I thought it was something you made up for the show.
When I suggested we do this, she's like, okay, what is that?
Right? I'm like, sure. Like, I'm all about anything that translates into nails, especially when you get to, like, mix in your favorite geeky things that you're in love with.
Exactly. So we've been looking forward to this one because this is a little bit out of our usual. We're not so informational this time, although we hope to be a little bit.
We're going to definitely have some, like, nail tips for how to translate your fandom into nails towards the end.
But not as completely informational as, like, our last one was about social media.
Right. Not strictly education. It's a little bit fun mixed in.
This one's a little bit fun. Okay, according to Google, a fandom is a state or condition of being a fan of someone or something. Now, I like that because that is so all-encompassing. It's not just, like I said, fandom. Usually people associate that with like the nerdy side of things, your Star Wars, your Harry Potter, the Doctor Who, all of that. But someone or something, that could be a sports team, that could be, a singer, a celebrity. If you are a fan of something, and there are other people that are a fan of something, you're in a fandom.
And kind of keep in mind, like, being a fan, it can be, if you're not really into sports or you don't have time for TV because you work so much, you're probably a fan of your kids. I remember back when custom decals were like the brand new thing. No one had ever seen them before. And I would get little decals of pictures of my kids. And people were just like bananas over that. So it's something that you personally just have a great passion for. Whether it's something other people consider something they're excited about or not. It's all about what you love. So it can be your kids. It can be your pets. It can be your BFF. It can be anything that you truly passionally love.
And no matter what it is, it's okay because it's you.
Exactly.
That's what makes it great because it's so personal. Also, according to Google, the fans of a particular person, team, fictional series, or etc. are regarded collectively as a community or a subculture. And I love that it's a community.
Yes.
That's one of the great things about fandom is finding your tribe, regardless of what it is. One of the fabulous things about Supernatural is they call ourselves a family. If you are a fan of Supernatural, you're a family and you're very supportive of each other. A lot of the Supernatural cast members have charities, that's the word I want, to help with depression, those type of things. And I think it's great when somebody who has a spotlight does something positive with it.
They actually use their influence for something beneficial to others.
I love seeing the professional athletes that are donating money to children's hospitals, and I think using your platform for something positive and sending out a positive message. According to Urban Dictionary, Fandom is an innocent word used for describing a cult of sleep-deprived people who obsess over one or more multiple comics, books, TV shows, movies, video games, and etc. This is why I thought it was funny.
I feel like Urban Dictionary is a little insulting.
It says, as an adult, a fandom will destroy your life.
Oh.
Which, I don't know if I would say that. I would say it might destroy your free time if you find a show you like on Netflix and binge watch like an entire season in a couple days.
I want to see some thumbs up who has binge watched something in their lifetime at least one time. Like, tell the truth. Give us some thumbs up in there. I want to see.
How many times have you watched all of an older show on Netflix? How many times have you sat down and watched all of the Harry Potters in a row? Mm-hmm. All of the Lord of the Rings in a row? Which, by the way, is like the Lord of the Rings movies with the extended editions is like 20-some hours of TV.
Wow. Yeah, but show us some thumbs up. And I want to see hearts if you have watched something so many times that you can quote it.
That's going to be important here in a few minutes.
Yep. Because throw some hearts up.
Yes. But according to Urban Dictionary, the one I really liked is fandom means family, and family means no one sits alone.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that. Because there's always someone out there that loves what you love, even if you don't know them. And I think that's one of the really cool things about social media is that it gives us the opportunity to come together as a nail family. I can remember back when I first started nails, and Beauty Tech and Nail Geek were those places for me online, because I live in the backwoods behind the boonies, like way out there. And so you do kind of, if you're not in a salon with other nail professionals, you do kind of feel like you're in this little bubble and you only know what you know, and there's not a really easy way to find more, and especially find other people with a similar passion. And if you do travel to find a class or travel to find something, it does feel like nail family. I love going to networking events. Networking events make me so happy because you do just feel like this giant family of people.
Yes. Okay. Gotta say, how many of you have ever been out in public and talked to an absolutely complete stranger because of something they were wearing, whether it be your team, whether it be your nerdy fandom? I've done that before, and my children have been with me. They're like, Mom, really? Yes, really. It was another brown coat. Or they have a Supernatural shirt on. Or they have a Doctor Who thing, you know. Okay, guilty.
Well, we totally approached someone at the Atlanta Zoo when you noticed they had on an Iowa shirt. And we're like, hey, you're from Iowa. And they're like, what?
Yeah, I walked up to this guy who's wearing an Iowa State t-shirt. And I was like, oh, you're from Iowa? And he just kind of looks at me like, yeah. And I said, well, what part? Like, Central? I'm like, okay, I get that, but where? He's like, Ames? I was like, Des Moines. He's like, oh. And I'm like, your shirt. And he was like, oh, yeah. Like, did you forget you were wearing that in public?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. One of my favorite things is the psychology behind fandoms. Fandoms promote a community vibe. Fandoms encourage creativity and the stimulation of imagination, which is what, again, we can bring back to nails and how we choose to express our nails for our fandoms, whichever it may be. And if you are a cosplayer, it's a way to cosplay every day of the year if you wanted to and still make it acceptable to go to work.
Yes, it's totally like secret accessory cosplay.
Exactly. And it's like a secret language. When somebody else sees them, they're like, oh, yes. I'm like, yeah.
Right? Because I feel like if we showed up work in this like excellent attire, that our clients would be like, what?
Mine might question it a little, but not a whole lot. Fandoms provide a healthy support system, and I like that. Again, no matter what your fandom is, you have a healthy support system for people around you that like the same things and typically have the same type of belief system. And fandoms promote connection. Again, it all kind of comes back to the same thing.
And we have a great comment in the comments that she met most of her nail family at networking events.
Yes.
Which is so cool.
Everyone is a fan of something, whether it be a person, a band, a place, etc., etc. If you went to Hawaii and bought a t-shirt there and you wear it back in your home state, especially if you're landlocked by 1,500 miles,
right,
like Iowa is, you are still promoting a place. You are a fan of that place. Now, I have a challenge. I'm going to have you guys issue a challenge to us. And I would like to see a quote from your favorite fandom, if you go nerdy fandom, and see if we can guess what it's from. No prizes if we don't, but I just like the challenge of that.
Right, it's just for fun.
Yes.
And so my quote from a fandom would be, "Cowabunga, dudes," because that is Ninja Turtles. And that basically is like, whoa, or excellent, or yeah. It means like so many different things.
Yes.
So shoot us a quote from something that you are a fan of, whether it's a ball team, a movie, a television show, a character like Grumpy Cat, like anything that you're a fan of. Shoot us a quote and see if you can stump the trivia expert over here.
And if I had to pick a favorite, it's really hard to pick a favorite one from Supernatural. So I'll go with two that are in the first episode, and they're both from Dean, actually. Dean says, "Dad's on a hunting trip and hasn't been home in a few days." And that started a whole 14 years of fandom now.
Nice.
And the other one is great. Driver picks the music and shotgun shuts his cake hole.
Nice. Which is so true. Like in my car, driver picks the music.
Yep.
I got to put up with the traffic. I get the radio.
Exactly. I actually have that on a frame around my license plate that says that.
All right. Are you ready for me to shoot you the comments?
Okay.
All right. The first one is, "Tell us about it, Janet."
Tell us about it, Janet. Janet makes me think of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
All right, Morgan, tell her if she's right or not.
And I know this one real easy from Sheebs. Oi with the poodles already. Gilmore Girls. That's my girl.
And then we have one from Tiffany. "Totally, dude."
Totally.
Which one is that?
Totally, dude. I got to be a number of things. Totally, dude could be Bill and Ted. It could be Wayne's World. Could be Ninja Turtles.
All right, hook us up, Tiffany. Tell us which one it was.
Okay. What do you have? Vonda says, "What do you have on your feet?" Cleaned up version.
So maybe it had something naughty in that.
Right?
So what the blank do you have on your feet, maybe?
What the blank do you have on your feet? Let's see.
That sounds really familiar.
Oh, hey, you guys! Goonies.
Nice. Can you guess Vonda's? Tiffany's was Ninja Turtles. Excellent. And you got Morgan's correct. Yay!
Oh, did I? All right. Oh, wait, which one? Which one was it, though?
Morgan was the... Let me scroll up.
Tell us about it, Janet. Which one?
Yes, that was Tell Us About It, Janet.
That should be Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yes,
okay,
you got it.
Excellent.
You nailed it.
Excuse me, but damn it, Janet.
Right? And then Stacy's comment is, "Yes!"
Oh, my goodness.
That could be a lot
That could be a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, Vonda says her comment is very naughty. It's the F-bomb. So what the F do you have on your feet? I'm totally...
But I'm intrigued.
Right? I feel like I've seen this.
Okay, Vonda, you got us stumped.
Yep, you killed us, Vonda. Tell us what it's from. Oh, Stacy had the Goonies one.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Stacy.
Alyssa says, and it's constant laughing with two friends sitting on their couch.
Beavis and Butthead.
Nice. Are you implying something here? No.
That's what we're not on the couch, though.
True enough. True enough. Stacy says, "Bye, Felicia."
I know that's a current like pop culture thing, but I truly have no idea where that came from.
Oh, I have no idea either.
No.
But yeah, like even my Bitmoji has that.
Right?
All right, hook us up, Stacy. All right, Vonda's hint is it's a Netflix original. What the F is on your feet?
Well, the first Netflix original that comes to mind is Shameless, but
So is it Shameless?
I don't watch that one, so I can't for sure guess that.
Stacy says hers was Barbershop. What was? Oh, the Yes. Barbershop. Nice. Vonda says hers is The Ranch with Sam Elliott. I will agree that Sam Elliott is not difficult to look at.
Not too bad for an older gentleman.
Right? Like, not difficult to look at.
He's not Jensen.
Right? But Samantha Sweet since we met, and she had seen pictures of my husband. Samantha always asks me when she's like, how's Sam Elliott? And it's like, he's good, still at home.
Would he be offended if I thought he looked like Rob Zombie one day?
Probably not, because Rob Zombie's not too bad either.
I came into the living room one day when my husband's watching TV and had to do a double take. I'm like, that looks like Dale. Oh my gosh, that's Rob Zombie.
Nice. Oh, Stacy says her favorite quote. Are you gonna nail it?
I know, I can nail it.
Pink is my signature color.
Pink is my signature color. My colors are blush and bashful. Her colors are pink and pink.
Nice.
Steel Magnolias.
Oh, brilliant.
Good one, Stacy.
Right. Yeah. So this is the Trivia Queen. I am so behind on pop culture. It's not even funny. Oh, funny. Stacy says she said it wrong. She hasn't had enough coffee yet. That's okay. Awesome.
Stacy's on the West Coast, so she's like 2 hours behind us, I think.
Right. So it's way earlier there.
Yes.
We'll forgive her for that.
Yes. Thank you and hello to all of you that have just been joining us.
Yeah, hi to everybody that's popped in.
That I recognize coming up there. Thank you, thank you.
Brilliant. And let's talk about how we can translate our fandom into nails. A lot of you, let's start off with one of the most common requests that we get in the salon, and I think it would probably be sports.
Yes.
I know that several nail professionals have posted, I've just bought the team colors for fall, for football, and I have every intention of at some point this season doing my nails for hockey games. And so let's talk about how we can translate our fandom into nails. And exactly like Iowa Wild Hockey, go wild, whoop whoop. And what we want to look at is, we have to be really careful about logos and being really specific copying if we're going to post it on social media, because a lot of those have copyrights and trademarks and really expensive lawyers on retainer. So we generally want to be kind of careful about celebrating our fandom appropriately when it comes to some of those things, especially ball teams and celebrities or music and so on. I think a really easy way to do ball teams obviously is colors. I have some clients that maybe you can't be all out crazy nails for work. It has to be somewhat conservative, and so maybe you do the team colors. The main team color is the whole hand, and you've got the accent nail with their accent color. That's a really easy way to do team nails. What is something that you've done in the salon for teams?
One of my favorites that really turned out really well, for a while one of my clients was working for the Iowa Wild, and she was head of like community liaisons or whatever. So for 3 years in a row, we did Iowa Wild inspired, which should also be Minnesota Wild inspired, nail art on her nails. And I took different pieces of the Iowa Wild logo, which is kind of almost looks like a bear head a little bit. I took separate pieces of that and put it on just an accent finger. And I like doing that because I had the colors, I had the general idea, but I was, one, not completely trying to copy the logo, and two, it still kind of kept it kind of feminine without having to look like too masculine. When we're all done, I'll go back and post in the comments because I think that's going to be the easiest way. Example of what I'm talking about. So like Holly talks about using nail eyes all the time, and your nail eyes don't necessarily have to copy something completely. Sometimes it's taking a piece out of it, like we talked about before, nail art on Pinterest. When somebody brings you a picture and inside you're like, oh man, you say, okay, what draws your eye, and what is your favorite part about this design that I can draw from? Example, I have a gal who for the entire football season college football season, has to have Iowa Hawkeyes colors, which are black and gold. So I'm coming up every 2 to 3 weeks, I'm coming up with something new, black and gold, for 3 months straight. But I'm not using the Hawkeyes logo, because that is not where my artistic talent lies. My artistic talent is much more abstract. So it's looking at something and maybe just taking a piece out of it.
That's a great idea, so that you're doing a segment and then you're not really infringing on the copyright because it's just a segment.
Yes.
Another easy way to do really simple team designs is, if any of you are familiar with carving, like you lay down a layer of gel polish and cure it. And so let's say that's the accent color. You lay down the lighter color of gel polish, cure it, and then you go over a layer of gel polish in the darker team color. Before you cure that darker team color, as long as you've applied it really, really thin, you can take a stylus or a dotting tool and carve in like your favorite player's number. You could also carve in across a couple nails, maybe the team name, depending on how big it is. Or if it's a state team, it's a professional team, maybe you could do like NY for New York. And so that carving gives you the opportunity to do really neat writing in a really small space, but also to have the team colors.
Stacy says, for me it's the Seahawks. I use the team colors, but add something like the Space Needle or something similar to represent Seattle.
That's a great idea.
That's an excellent one.
So you're paying tribute still to the team, but you're incorporating the city. And to kind of touch back on what we talked about last month with social media, if you're doing that, you can hashtag the city of Seattle in addition to hashtagging Seahawks. So keep in mind to use your hashtags to celebrate your fandom when you're posting your clients' nails.
Yes.
Another really easy way to do team nails is Rockstar, like full coverage glitter, those bad boys. I know that my clients love to do a glitter fade. So you've got the team color on half of the nail and the accent color on the other half of the nail. Because most teams have a main color, a primary color, and an accent color. And so by doing an ombre of those two colors with glitter, that looks really wicked. It's still really girly. It's still supporting the team without breaking any copyrights.
Right. Although I have to say, as far as some teams are concerned, like the Wild, the Minnesota Wild, or the Iowa Wild, their colors are a deep green, a deep red, and a white. So I refrained from that so it didn't look like Christmas nails.
Right, right. It's kind of tricky.
Yes.
And there you kind of generally like, my idea that I'm like playing with in my mind is going to be like the hunter green and doing accents with the white.
Yes.
So you do kind of have some artistic liberty to play around with the team colors because you're not infringing on the copyright, you're just playing with the colors.
Okay.
Sweet. Let's talk about another popular thing besides doing sports teams would be your kids. And short of getting the decals with your kids' names, your kids are probably into a specific activity of some sort. Like my son does taekwondo and he loves marching band. So I could do a stamp, a nail stamp of the instrument that he plays. There are stamping plates out there with cool taekwondo positions. You can also do the team colors for the team that they're marching for on your nails. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can celebrate your kids. Again, kind of coming back to the colors. Like, think about how you can manipulate the colors to celebrate your fandom. How about Supernatural? What is a way that you have recently celebrated Supernatural on the nails?
Well, this was actually started this a year ago because I went to the Supernatural convention in Minneapolis last August, and I was extremely excited to find a stamping plate that had Supernatural on it.
And I'm going to post a link in the comments for all of you. We found 3 stamping plate websites with plates that we have actually tried, so we know they are a good quality stamping plate that have some nerdy designs, and I'll let Mel hook you up with some more information on the designs.
So this one I got from nerdnailsplates.com. She's going to put the link in there. The gal that creates these is in Sweden, and on her site she has not only Supernatural, she had Doctor Who, she had Harry Potter, she had Stranger Things, Hunger Games, a ton of them on there. But when you get the plate, don't freak out at all, but it's actually plastic. It's kind of hard to see. I know you can't see it on here, but it's etched into the plastic, and they still work absolutely fabulous. I put some of these designs on my nails last year when I went to the con, and 2 of the female co-stars are like, those are fierce. I was like, yes. But I had a very interesting request back at the end of July. One of the cast members of Supernatural. His name is Misha Collins. He does a thing every year called Gish, or Gishwas, which is, it's called for Great International Scavenger Hunts. And he has teams of 15-person teams, and they actually encourage you to be all over the world, because you could be asked to go to a very specific place anywhere in the world and take a picture. And he asks for very unusual things to complete your scavenger hunt. Like example, one of them this year was to soak Skittles in water and use those as watercolors to create a picture of Jensen Ackles.
Oh, jeez.
Another one was to put a picture of Jared Padalecki on a toenail.
Because it was a pedilecki.
Because it was the pedilecki, that's right. And I have friends in St. Paul, and she contacted me and she's like, you were the only person I could think of for this. Can you put Jared on a toenail? I was like, yeah. So I have a stamping plate for that. She's like, of course you do.
Right.
So the next day, BFF happened to be coming over. I'm like, can I use your toe? So I put,
sure, why not?
I put Jared on her toe, which was just a fun way to be able to celebrate your fandom.
Now, if that nail stamping plate is plastic, would you suggest only using gel polish so they can clean it with alcohol?
Nope, it stands up to acetone.
Oh, brilliant!
It is just fine.
Brilliant.
Another stamping plate I have is by Uber Chic, and it's called Geek Love 01. And what got me so interested in this one, and it's a metal plate, they have metal ones, is right up here, and I don't expect you to see this, so we're going to put the links on the post.
The links are already in the comments for the plates.
It's Elvish writing from Lord of the Rings, which I thought was way cool. It also says, not all who wander are lost, and I run because Gandalf told me to. So if you're Lord of the Rings fans, you understand all those references.
Yes. And the 3 places that we found the nerdy plates were Uber Chic, Maniology, and the Nail Nerds plates. And all 3 of them had different styles for different things that you could be a fan of. So definitely make sure you check them out to kind of see if they have something that suits your fandom. We also found that Etsy was a good place to kind of do a search to see if they had some other nerdy things. But of course you're going to run into making sure that the place that you purchase has a guarantee if the plates are not deeply etched enough that they function consistently all of the time. Yes. So you definitely want to be careful where you're getting the plates. But definitely stamping is a really easy way to celebrate fandom, because I don't know about you guys, I'm sure we have some people. I see Athena just popped in, hey girl, and I would guess she could probably do a little mural of Sam and Dean. I, however, not so much. So if you are not one of the like NTNA people or really artistic portraiture people, then definitely stamping plates are the way to go for some of those more detailed geeky things. We would like to hear from you. What are some ways that you have celebrated fandom on nails? What are some ways that you've kind of gotten around copyright? I know I've seen a lot of Disney nails, and some of them kind of little copyright infringement. However, I've seen some that do silhouettes, which silhouettes you can generally get away with. So we'd love to see in the comments some things. What have you done to kind of make sure you kept the nails legal and yet still showed support for your team, your show, etc.? And definitely tell us in the comments, like, what is your fandom? What are you a huge fan of? Whether it's teams, shows, etc. We want to know what you love. And let's have a conversation about that. Let's chat about some different ways that you can show your fandom on nails. I've definitely done different styles of turtles on my nails. They're not always Ninja Turtle, because that's pretty tricky. One of the ones I would love someone to do for me, I saw them, I believe on Instagram, someone had posted them. And it was the Ninja Turtles, and instead of trying to do the whole Ninja Turtle, which is kind of tricky, it was just their little eye band with their eyes, and the nails were green. And I'm like, I so need that.
That's what I was thinking. Their individual colors. You could do their
yes. I need that. And I'm such a Ninja Turtle nerd. Like, I feel the need for my Turtle Girl, my logo, to date Raphael. I think they're a couple, and so they would have like cute little Ninja Turtle children.
Fanfic.
And like, exactly. And so
there's
how do you?
That's called, and to let you know, in nerd terms, that's called shipping.
Oh.
You ship them, as in relationship.
That is hilarious.
Okay.
All right, so explain a little bit of fan fiction and how that can translate into nail designs.
So fan fiction is where fans write their own fiction about characters. There are lots of them you can find out there. My biggest experience with them is Supernatural, just because that's what I'm mostly drawn to, where people will take the characters and, have them go on their own hunting expedition, or, they... just different stories about them. I'm sure there's Harry Potter fanfic out there. I'm sure there's Doctor Who fanfic. It's just writing your own story around your favorite characters, because sometimes, whether it be a book, a TV, or a movie, or a comic, sometimes all the information they give you, all the content they give you, and the canon they give you is just not enough. You want to add some more of your own. It's like, I see this happening.
Awesome. Oh, here we've got one from Stacy. She's a big fan of the drag community. She's used the Tats nail printer and made sets with some favorite queens on them. I've also made sets for the queens themselves, and they were so excited to have their pictures on nails. That's a really clever idea.
I've seen Stacy's nails. Those are fabulous.
That's really cool, Stacy. So this Tats nail machine is definitely another way that you can completely customize your fandom.
She even made gloves. Long gloves that had the nails attached to them, so all you had to do was slip on the gloves.
Oh,
those were fabulous.
Wicked. Cool. Stacy, if you will, post a link to your professional page so that we can follow you, because Stacy does some really cool stuff on the nails for Fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that. Working with drag queens, I bet they have some killer fun nails.
I bet they would too.
Because their personalities are so big, and so to do nails that complemented those giant personalities would be just fantastic. That sounds like a blast.
But that's the great thing about being able to do nail art, is you've got those big, boisterous personalities, but then you've got the ones that are much more quiet, your closet nerds, okay, I want to know that I'm putting these colors on here and this is for my team, but I don't want to shout it out that that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't want anyone else to know that's what's going on. I think team French manicures can be really fun.
Yes.
Just an easy one that pops to mind is the orange and blue for Chicago Cubs. That would make a super bright, vibrant French manicure.
Orange and blue would be Chicago Bears.
Thank you. I'm not a very good fan of
Red
sports.
and blue would be Chicago Cubs. No hate comments. We got her straightened out. It's okay.
Right, I'm not a sports nerd. So.
Well, I love doing red.
I just wanted to say orange and blue.
Okay, orange and blue. Bears.
Thank you.
The Bears. I like doing a lot of red, white, and blue nails. That's New York Rangers. In our house, hockey is #1, and Rangers are the team.
Nice.
Although we really like other teams, we like the Iowa Wilds, but and the Minnesota Wild, but Rangers would be #1. And red, white, and blue is so easy to do. You can even translate your 4th of July nails over to Rangers nails, or whatever your team's colors are.
Perfect. Morgan is a fan of Lord of the Rings, the Rocky Horror Picture Show, Gilmore Girls, and Seasons, which is a board game. Oh, that's really cool. Games are definitely another fandom, because you have whole communities of gamers that are, I think they also do a lot of fan fiction, talking about the characters, and we're total book nerds. We talk about book characters as if they're people that we know. So I can definitely see how a game
Black Dagger
would
Brotherhood,
totally
anybody?
do that. So.
Oh, and Morgan, just as a point of interest for Lord of the Rings fans, my oldest grandchild, my only granddaughter, is Arwen.
Nice. And Stacy posted her Instagram, so if you guys are interested in following Stacy on Instagram so that you can see some of those cool drag queen nails. And Alyssa says, what is the price range for a Tats nail printer, and where can we get one from?
Oh,
I know that Buddy Sims at one point was in with that from NTNA. Stacy, if you can hook us up with the Tats nail machine, let me see if I can do a quick Google while... Oh, Stacy already posted the link. Well done, girl.
They are rather pricey, but they're
Stacy is
extremely
on top
cool.
of it.
I believe she got it as a Christmas present. I saw that?
Nice.
I think she was the one.
She's got a good man, and
I
that's
think
where that came from. Want a man like that. Although, Sam Elliott, Tattoo the Nail Machine, kind of happy with Sam Elliott.
Yeah. Easy to admire from afar.
Right? And Stacy says they recently came out with an updated system, unsure of the price, but Buddy Sims can direct you. So, Dana Lynn Stockwood tagged Buddy Sims in the comments. So if you just click on where she wrote the name Buddy Sims, that will take you to his page, and you can ask him a question or comment and ask about the Tats nail machine, and he can give you some more information on that as far as pricing, what it can do, and all of that type of stuff. And Stacy says, yes, her hubby bought it. So I think we should put lots of hearts up on the screen for Stacy's husband that got her something nail stuff for Christmas. Like, it doesn't matter what the price range is. I love when a life partner of some sort, like, buys nail things. It is just so cool. I've seen where they've done, partners will purchase networking event tickets or trade show tickets,
yes,
or, like, nail stuff, nail gift certificates, any of that. It's just so cool that they completely support your life passion.
Yes, my husband bought me tickets to wildflowers classes for Christmas a year or so ago.
That's just so cool, because realistically, if you think about it, nails is also a fandom. We're like a huge family of people that are passionate and love nails.
Which is why we do what we do to help spread the love.
Exactly. Exactly. What else are you guys out there doing to celebrate your fandom? I am super curious to know. We've heard from a few people. What else geeks you out? I know Mary, our guest for social media, is a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, she's a Potterhead.
And that's so easy because you've got all your different teams, like the Gryffindor and Slytherin, and so you can do the team colors. Hey, my kid is Harry Potter generation, so I might have seen those once or twice. And you can definitely have, like, your team colors of that because, you know, some people in your professional environment when you go to work, for your clients, they can't always let their inner geek show. You know, they've kind of got to be conservative and put on that bleh face for work. And so having their team, like, if they've got their Gryffindor team colors on their nails, no one knows that's nerdy. So they totally look professional, and it's like, these are my nerd nails, and you're not even smart enough to know.
Nope.
So it's just like this warm fuzzy because it's all your, like, little nerdy secret. It's fantastic.
That's why I said you can be your closet nerd.
Yep, totally. Another fun way besides a regular French manicure would be a moon manicure, because then you could get 3 team colors in there, or you could have just the 2 team colors. The carving is a really good way to incorporate things because you can do words, you can do numbers. Also stripes. I love to do pinstripe nails with colors that are pertaining to something that they love. And the phrases. Like, there are so many different phrases that are really recognizable to something. So, like, cowabunga across the nails. And even if you, like, if there's a specific word, something that I've done in the past, like, I had a client that wanted the B word on her nails. And she is like, I kind of want that on there, but I also don't want to, like, literally write it on there. And so the way we figured out to put the B word across her nails and still be conservative is we used Swarovski and spelled it out in Braille. You can Google the Braille alphabet.
Brilliant.
So if there's, like, a specific word or maybe a name, like maybe you want to write Jensen on your nails, so you can just be like, my Jensen, you know, kind of like my precious. So, you know, if you wanted to do that, then you could definitely spell that out in Braille with Swarovski. You could use dots to spell it out in Braille. And then you have that raised texture as if it's Braille. So there are all kinds of cool ways to still support and show your fandom on the nails without it being obvious if you're in a conservative environment. Because we definitely want to help our clients, like, let their inner geek out where possible.
Yes.
Brilliant. I know that for this month, there's some holiday things going on for different aspects. And so this month can be a celebration of fandom for some people. You know, there's different types of holidays. You can do things to represent those holidays. You can do things to represent this time of year, like pumpkin spice season is what I like to call fall. So anything pumpkin spice makes me happy. So, like, orange nails with a brown glitter fade or a bronze glitter fade. Orange nails with, instead of doing straight pinstripes, maybe you do parenthesis style pinstripes. So every nail is pumpkin spiced. Like, there are all kinds of ways to celebrate even a season as a fandom. Definitely fall is my favorite season. What's your favorite season?
I think I'd have to probably go spring, summer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And spring, summer nails kind of make you think of, like, pastel colors, bright colors.
I love the bright colors of summer. Love the bright colors.
Brilliant. Awesome. Do you have any questions? Is there something that you're a huge fan of and you're not really sure how to translate it onto the nails? Is there a way that we can give you some ideas for translating your fandom? Let us use our nail eyes to help you out, and we'll kind of keep an eye on the comments. If there's something that you're a huge fan of and you're just not really sure how to translate it into a nail design, let us look you up. Let us help you out and give you some ideas. And we'll kind of give you a second to pop that into the comments if you have that question. And just a reminder, if you have joined us throughout the broadcast, definitely scroll back up in the comments. We mentioned some educational opportunities that are coming up either this year yet or the deadline for sign up ends this year. We have mentioned the places that you can get stamping plates to show fandom, some geeky stamping plates. There were Supernatural, Serenity, Elvish, like all kinds of different things. Also, we had posted links to our social media if you'd like to get in touch with us outside of the NailOn broadcast every month. And do you want to remind them when they can find us?
We are broadcasting the second Monday. She kept wanting to call it Tuesday for the longest time.
Right.
The second Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Central Time, just like you're finding us here. We have for sure broadcast scheduled for November and December. Did you clear have we looked at your schedule for?
We need to do that today.
Yes.
We're looking at clearing our schedules and scheduling out for 2019.
For 19, yep. I already have the idea for at least the first couple months of what to cover. Next month, we are going to be having a mock debate.
Yes.
We thought that would be a good month to have a debate about things that you may not necessarily see eye to eye on. BFF and I see about 98% we agree on, but there's that 2% that we don't necessarily see eye to eye. And
you guys get to take sides.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna be a really interesting mock debate, and you get to take sides in the comment and like pick who you agree with, and we're gonna maybe kind of try to persuade you to our side a little bit.
That's the point of a debate.
Exactly.
You know.
But no mudslinging.
No, not we're BFFs. And one of the first things we'll be debating, and you can figure out who's on which side, is for French, a bold white or a soft white,
Yes.
and why. And
So join the debate and let us know like whose side you're on in the comments, because that's going to be a lot of fun. And I am so stoked for December. Like, I am almost like, gee, stoked for December. It's going to be insane.
hopefully if it works out like we hope it will, it ought to be quite the interesting hour. We hope to deviate a little from our not necessarily doing tutorials and centering around some holiday and some seasonal nail art, so we'll have to work out the details on that one, but that one should be pretty cool.
Yes, and it's going to be like, what designs can you do quickly in the salon?
Yes.
And still fit them into a reasonable time frame, and how can you do them? And we're actually going to compete to see who can do the most designs.
That's the idea. If we can hopefully we can get the split screen to work this time, so you can see both of us at the same time. Or I don't know. We'll still
figure it out.
We're still working that one out. I think there was something else.
Oh, here we go. Tammy says her fandom is the hunks behind us.
What a good woman. You have such excellent taste. Watch on my social media the first weekend of November, because I'll be seeing these two, and I'm dragging my husband. That's a great thing about spouses also, and significant others, when they do support your nerdiness. my husband is actually going with me to the Supernatural convention.
I totally think at the end of the broadcast you should post the picture from last year that has the picture of you and Jared and Jensen with your husband.
Absolutely. Okay.
Your husband's face in that picture is priceless. He is such a awesome guy.
He got major hubby points for that one. That erased a lot of the things he'd done to irritate me over the years. Yes.
Brilliant. And did you think of one more? I kind of popped in on you.
No, lost it again.
Sorry. All right. So it looks like we're coming to.
I was going to explain what, in case anybody joined us later.
Yes.
If you weren't with us at the beginning of the broadcast, you can see we're not dressed like our usual selves. I'm not really a blonde.
Right. This isn't very professional looking.
No, I don't know. Not really. I don't know if I look good as a blonde. But to give you a little bit of a background, we've kind of discussed it before. We don't know if everybody knows it. We call this our show NailOn with Holly and Mel, and I got the inspiration from Wayne's World. Wayne's World started off as a Saturday Night Live skit, and they ended up making 2 movies out of it. And the premise was Wayne and his buddy Garth do a public access TV show in Wayne's basement. So when I realized that, it's kind of what we do. We're not in a basement.
We're doing a live broadcast.
Yes.
And it's kind of basement-ish because it's your lower level.
It is my lower level. And since Wayne and Garth are always like, party on Wayne and party on Garth, I was like, well, NailOn.
Yeah.
So I thought this was a good time for a fandom month. Not that we have to say we're the huge Wayne's World fans, but as an honor, as a nod to where our name came from, we are Wayne and Garth today.
Yes. All right. Do we have any more comments? Mine froze.
Nope, I think we're
We're
good.
good. All right.
Yes.
So we're ready to go ahead and wrap up the hour. We super appreciate that you joined us. It was so wonderful to have you. We genuinely love that you take the time out of your Monday to hang out with us. If you have any suggestions or wishes for future things you'd like us to cover on a broadcast, definitely leave it in the comments so that we can put it in our idea box, because we definitely would love to do things that you need to know. What's something you need to know more about? What can we help you find education on? Any of those types of things. Anything for you?
Nope, I think we covered it all. Yep.
All right. So until next time,
Nail on.
I feel very Wayne falling over. We need our crew like they have on Wayne's
Right.
World.
5, 4. It won't let me hit finish.